Well, it's that time once again, another year, another batch of anime figure pre-orders to go over, and unlike the last video, I actually remembered that it's 2025. That was very stupid of me, but I don't want to dilly-dally in this video. I want to get straight to the point. Let's check out what I have on order. Now, we can't talk about 2025 just yet because we have a few things from 2024 to go over, such as the Prime 1 Studios Guts and Griffith Legacy Art Collection pieces, which we've discussed numerous times. They're beautiful. These will easily be some of the best figures or statues in my collection, without a doubt. Also, I need to buy some furniture for them because I don't really have a great place to display them, and it would be a shame if I just had to leave them in their boxes, right? So I better get on that. But besides those two, we also had Claynell's free run, which I'm very excited to see because I've never unboxed a figure from Claynell before, and I just feel like this figure of free run is a great representation of her, as well as Max Factory Strawberry Shortcake Bustier Girl. I think I'm saying that right, correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, I have this one right in front of me. Look at the presentation on this box. It's wonderful, even has a window to see the figure on the inside. Always love it when they do that. Expect to see this one very soon whenever I get around to unboxing some more figures, which should be in a couple of weeks. Now, these next few figures have actually released at this point, but I haven't ordered them yet, though I'm like 95% sure I will. And that includes the new Q's Q Shuten Doji figure, the Halloween version, a little gaudy, but also like her most ambitious figure yet. I think she looks lovely here. From Dungeon Meshi, there's Marcille, adding color to the dungeon from Good Smile Company. I have just regretted not pre-ordering this figure ever since watching the show. Clearly, there's a lot of love put into this sculpt, and actually understanding the references, all of these monsters surrounding Marcille, just makes me appreciate this way more than I initially did back when she first went up for pre-order. We have Sakura Mato, the Makiri's Grail version from Alter, came out a few months ago, maybe like in the summer. This one I'm kind of just waiting for the right time. She has dropped in price a little bit, but I've had a few like very expensive months recently, so I just haven't been able to order her. And then last up we had Adol from Ys 8. This one's made by Kotobukiya, and I kind of just want to get this one cheaper if possible. But I think I'll feel like a huge jackass if I don't order this figure because I really like that game. And plus, I just want like some more male figures in my collection, especially from like a franchise and game that I adore. But with that, we can finally talk about 2025, starting off with January, of course. Now, throughout this video, most of these pre-orders are mine. Some are my girlfriend's. I'm not going to keep saying whose or whose, though I'll let you know in January I had nothing. Though we do have two figures to discuss, such as the Sakura Kinomoto 25th anniversary version. This one is made by Furyu, and it's just nice to see a figure of Sakura where she's actually wearing her rollerblades. Not something we often see in figure form, especially like in a premium figure, so I think this one does stand out. I do wish they lifted her higher in the air, but it is what it is. And then the other figure this month was none other than the Hatsune Miku Shimian Maifu version, made by Good Smile Company, and might just be one of the best figures of this year. I feel like people are kind of sleeping on this one. She was a little expensive, but this just feels like art brought to life. It is stunning, and I cannot wait to see it in person. So February is another relatively small month. We have two figures once again, including the tour guide from the Underworld from the Yu-Gi-Oh series, made by Amakuni. Now, I have no idea who this is. I think the card was extremely popular at one point, but I can never resist a cute demon girl, and I love her fit too. All the skull and crossbones throughout her outfit are great. And then we also had the Bulborb from Pikmin. Look at him sleeping here. This is just too precious. Had to pick this up. Sucker for Nintendo stuff, so this was just like a no-brainer for me. March, once again, two figures, who would have guessed? But we have Kikuri from Bocchi the Rock, made by Wave. Best Girl gets a really good figure, including 3 faceplates. More companies frankly need to do this for their scale figures. I think she even comes with the Onikoto, the drink that she carries around. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Been a while since I've looked at those photos. But regardless, there's a lot included with this figure. And then from Mega House, we had Christina McKenzie from Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. Frankly, this figure just feels like an anomaly to me. Like, even the way Christina looks has a slightly different vibe to it, like the art style is from a different era. I doubt we're gonna get a Bernie figure unless Christina sells incredibly well, which is such a shame. I literally just rewatched the OVA and I forgot how good of a character Bernie was. Such a likable guy, and he would be a great figure to have in the collection, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. April is where things start picking up. We actually have 4 figures this month, including Entoma from Overlord, the Sobin version, made by Alter. Honestly, a pretty similar scenario to the tour guide from the Underworld, where I don't really know that much about the character, but this cute bug girl just won me over. Love her outfit, the hoodie that she's wearing, the leggings with like the talismans on it. Even the base is very cool too, like the arachnid portion or whatever it's supposed to be, and then like that shadow streak in the front. Very cool stuff. We're also picking up the Aisaka Taiga Pop-Up Parade made by Good Smile Company. Now, even if it's your first time watching this channel, I think if you look over here, you probably noticed by now that I really like the character, and that's only a fraction of the figures I own of her. So, of course, I was going to pick this up. She's got a smile worth protecting, and I think that alone warrants the purchase. Though also I like to defend my point that people who think Taiga shouldn't smile in any of these figures don't really know what they're talking about. Next up was the Hitori deformed version made by Aniplex. Where are the other band members? I like pre-ordered Hitori so fast. I love the stylization of these figures, and the others are done. They're fully painted, but like nowhere to be seen. Like, where are they? I would like to give you money, Aniplex. Let me give you my money, because I'm going to buy all 4 of the band members. And then last up for April is none other than Toki from Blue Archive, made by Max Factory. And if I could be real with you guys for just a second, as lovely as this figure may look, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. Right now, if I keep all of my Blue Archive pre-orders, I'm going to have 6 in total, including the ones I already own. And I feel like that's a little excessive for somebody who does not play the game. I also don't think I needed like all 5 of the bunny suit figures from the cleaning and clearing crew. But hey, don't let my indecisiveness pull you away from the allure of this figure, right? Toki looks very pretty here. Her legs are so slender, and that blue glossy suit is so eye-catching. Not to mention, this is like one of the best deals in 2025 as far as pricing goes, at least if you live in the US, because this was around $100 or something, which is crazy to me. Now let's talk about May. This is actually our biggest month of the year. I believe it's like 6 figures, though I'll double check. And while there are some figures in this batch that, again, I might actually cancel, there's one that I will keep until I die, and that's Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now, I don't think this is going to be the figure of the year or anything. It might be mine, and there's tons of merit behind this one, but let's be real. It's a relatively simple figure. Doesn't matter to me, though. She's one of my favorite characters ever from one of my favorite games ever. So I'm super excited about this one. And like I said, there's a lot to like about this figure. The Saitam art style nailed. The sculpting of her jacket is definitely a highlight. The shading on her leggings looks wonderful. And for such an affordable price too, wasn't this like 16,000 yen or something? Though, considering my girlfriend also really loves Xenoblade, we're gonna have 2 of these in the collection. Just like the Figma, go figure. And speaking of my girlfriend, she also ordered Joshua Bright from the Kaseki series made by Kotobukiya. She was the one who also ordered Estelle from like a few months back that I did unbox on the channel. And then she also ordered Chi, the Soothing Breeze version made by Oriental Forest. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Where she is sitting on that telephone pole or utility pole, whatever it's supposed to be. But the figure is so tall as a result. They really committed to the idea of putting her very high up into the air, which was a complaint at the time because like it's a little bit harder to display this figure. And I think they should have given you the option to like lower her down just a little bit, but committing to the idea just makes this one a bit more standout and special. And frankly, it's just nice to get some more Chobits figures because when do we, right? Chi figures, not that common, and the other one I can think of is so rare at this point, so people have another opportunity to pick up a pretty nice looking Chi figure. But yeah, we're not done yet with May because we also have the Asuka hoodie version made by Alter. I'm planning to swap this one with my Radio Eva Part 2 figure. Not that there's anything wrong with that one, but considering I only have one Rei and I only really want one Asuka, I think this hoodie version would match up better with the Rei that I currently own. I think that one was called the Millennium Illustration version. I'll have it on screen if I haven't put it up already. But yeah, that Radio Eva Part 2 version of Asuka is pretty uncommon at this point, which is very surprising considering like a ton of people bought her. And for good reason too, that's a banger of a figure. But like, the demand shot up even more, and now she's pretty pricey. And then wrapping up May, we had Akane from Blue Archive, made by Max Factory, another bunny suit figure, and again, a little iffy if I'm going to keep this one, though I definitely like Akane a lot more, just based on character design. Her comfy stole that she's got around her shoulders, her very long hair, a little bit bustier, a little bit sexier, and just a little bit more appealing to me. I just like this figure a bit more. And then we also had the Hatsune Miku Good Smile Racing 15th anniversary version, designed by Tori Domino, of course, which is very apparent as soon as you look at her thighs and how thick they are. One of the charm points of this figure for sure. Though there's a ton of detail put into this one as well. The trophy, the cake, the strawberries, the macaroons, the birds that are flying around her, and she's just so like infectiously cute as she's hugging that trophy so happily. I hate to say it though, but I've also been thinking about whether or not I really want to keep this figure anymore. Like, there's so many nice figures of her out there, and the idea of growing a Miku collection sounds great. Currently, I only have 2. Not even including the Shimi and Maifu version. Yet the one I go for is the thick thigh Miku with the flesh fang. I guess that shows my priorities. Like, maybe I should have put that money towards a different Miku figure, especially considering this one costs 33,000 yen. That's on the higher end of Miku figures, and I only have so much shelf space. But I guess we'll see when she finally comes out in May, assuming no delays, if she was worth it or not. Alright, so June is a very Zuko month, if that means anything. Basically, there's a few core pickups for the year that really resonate with me, such as the Uni Figma from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Of course, I would be picking this one up, though I really wish she was getting a scale figure instead, or at least like both the Figma and the scale, like with Mio. I don't know why we just stopped at Mio, considering like how popular that game is, and the franchise and the demand for it. But it's not like they did a bad job with the Figma. Her faceplates look great, the gun rod looks excellent in Figma form, and I'm sure it'll be very fun to pose with and mess around with and take photos of. But I don't get it. I don't know why the future is so uncertain when it comes to the Xenoblade franchise and its figures. Next up though, we have the Papa Parade large figure of Jill Stingray, which actually just went up for pre-order this month, so I haven't even talked about it yet. But my god, look at her legs, they are so sexy. I will say though, I don't think her face looks amazing. I think they could have done a little bit better with her face, maybe hone in on the game's art style a little bit more, but it's not going to stop me from really liking this figure. Also, the jacket just looks amazing on her. And then last up for June is actually another free rent figure, though this time made by Good Smile Company, and frankly, I think this is currently the best one on the market so far. It just feels like such a moment captured, how windy it is, the base, as oversized as it may be, kind of just like emphasizes the loneliness of Free Ren, just having that like blank space to the right of her or the left, depending on how you look at it. I love that she's wearing the ring, which I won't talk about if you haven't seen it yet. And then like the character accuracy, I feel like this really does look like Free Ren to me more than any of the other figures, even if she's like maybe a little too short, which I don't agree with, but I know that's a common complaint. I don't see it, but I understand if you do. But I think it's perfect. I really do think currently this is like the best figure of her, and I'm very excited to get it. July only had one figure, though I would say it was a pretty dang special one. Here is the Cardcaptor Sakura, like, lounge pajama figure. I don't know what else to call it, made by Muvik. You got Sakura chilling at home, surrounded by pillows, and also hanging out with a few of the magical creatures from the series, but the plushies on the far left and right, I'm pretty sure aren't from Cardcaptor Sakura. They're like references to other Clamp franchises, which makes this a bit of a celebratory figure of the company, which is really neat to me. Like the one on the right, I'm pretty sure its name is Atashi, and they're from Chobits. I'm pretty sure. I still need to watch that anime. I will get on that eventually, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. It's a pretty cute concept for a figure, and her art style is so different from like any of the other Sakura figures out there. But unfortunately, she was very limited, only sold through the Clamp site, as well as like any of the other websites that were acting as middlemen. So not that many people bought her, and she was also pretty dang expensive as well. I don't think the price was really warranted, but I think eventually this one will become pretty dang hard to find and rather desirable if you're a Sakura fan. Alright, we're winding down now, nearing the end of our list with 4 more to go and 2 in August. So first up is the Wakamo swimsuit version from Good Smile Company. Not somebody who typically buys a lot of swimsuit figures, but I just could not resist this one. She looks absolutely gorgeous, and her swimsuit design is so elaborate. The colors are fantastic, and I love that you get the optional face mask if you want it or not. And then the other figure I decided to pre-order in August was none other than the Pekora and MASH collaboration figure, Fate Grand Order and Hololive Meeting. Not something you would expect, but they actually made a figure for this, and I think it's such a standout one. She's so cute, and I love the paint apps, the fact that you actually get Mash's shield and the Nosagi rabbits included with this one, And it was like pretty affordable too, considering this is an Aniplex scale, which typically they overprice their stuff in my opinion, but like this was perfect. So I guess to wrap things up, our last two figures are both from HoloLive actually. In September, I decided to pick up the Sakamata Chloe Max Factory figure, and in October, we pre-ordered the Hosha Marine 30-year-old outfit version, which is also made by Max Factory. I just think Max Factory is the place to go if you want like a really nice HoloLive figure. They have killed it every single time, usually on the pricier side, but I think looking at these figures, you can kind of understand why they would cost so much money. There's so many belts and buckles and zippers between the two, this huge Orca plushie for Chloe, and this massive ornate throne for Marine. Like, these are very elaborate figures, and they're 1/6 scales too, so I really don't have an issue with their pricing. So there you go, there's my anime figure pre-orders for 2025. Not a bad list, though I will say, in January, like this month, there's two figures that I'm heavily considering, one that's up for pre-order, and one that's like about to, though I don't know the exact day she's going up. Might as well point them out now. We have the Black Rock Shooter Dawnfall version designed by Huke, made by Max Factory. The fact that like her arm and leg are shattered, and they actually sculpted that to be extremely believable, just like, I don't know, it's won me over so easily. And the other figure I was thinking about picking up, I can't unfortunately remember the name of it, so I'll put it on screen right now. It is a new Hatsune Miku figure. We've seen it in the past, though it recently got colored, and she just looks so pretty. I love the palette of this figure, and apparently it's going to be so affordable too, like 24,000 yen for like this type of figure. So elaborate, so well painted, and like so stunning in just its composition. But yeah, before we go, I do want to list off a few more figures that I'm definitely interested in. They're just not like up for pre-order yet. They're in the works, they're not painted or whatever. So from Kotobukiya, we have the Kiryu, Majima, and Ichiban scale figures from the Yakuza series. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of how Kiryu or Majima look, but I still want to believe in these because I just want something from the series, and if I can get all three of these, that would be amazing because I really love these games. We have Aura from Freeren, made by QSQ. I think this one looks fantastic so far, but it's really early on, so we can't say for sure. There's this Dragon Girl from Claynel. Now, she looked stunning, and she's actually painted, though for some reason right now, they took away her tree. I think they'll add it back, but if they don't, I'm not buying this. That tree was like integral to how much I like this figure. Kind of completed it. But yes, Tori Domino, very thick Dragon Girl. Moving on though, we have Sakuya, made by Alter, of course, from the Toho franchise, part of the same line that Romelia and Flandre come from, so I'm absolutely buying this. Even though I'm not like in love with her redesign, I trust the process. I'm sure this will be stellar. We have Karin from Blue Archive by Max Factory. Regardless of anything I've said about like the other two figures, this is the one to get. This figure is going to slap so hard, and I'm definitely gonna buy it. I don't care if I don't have all 5 of them, if I sell any of them, this one's a keeper. It's gonna look amazing, I know it. Power from Chainsaw Man, made by Claynel. This is like the coolest figure of her so far, at least of like the official variety. It's just such a striking figure, so dynamic. Love like the blood incorporated into the figure too. Easily her best one, but I guess it comes out in a month, so we'll see how it actually turns out. This one's extremely cute to me. Design Coco's Hatsune Miku, the Jiangxi version. I can't wait to see this one painted. Love the concept so far. I love Jiangxi's. This one's killer. Aisaka Taiga from Luminous Box. I'm really just interested to see like what color they choose for her dress. I'm gonna buy this regardless. I need to see this one in person, add it to the collection, but I have no idea like what direction they're taking with this one. We have Ame-chan from Apex, which I've talked about numerous times. They're taking their sweet ass time on this one, and it's kind of bumming me out, but I will be picking this one up for sure. And then to wrap this up, there's a huge chance, like 99% chance, that me and the girlfriend, will be picking up the Yu Yu Hakusho version 2 figures from Kotobukiya. Like all of them. We just haven't yet because some of them aren't out, and we were really bummed out that Yusuke's figure had a really good like exclusive faceplate where his hair is down and he's shouting, but like it's impossible to find. And now it's out, but like, I don't know what we're doing, but those will likely be added to the collection as well. That's gonna do it though. Let me know what you guys are pre-ordering in 2025. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, leave me a comment, and I guess subscribe if you're not already. I also have a Patreon now if you're interested in supporting me monetarily, and I think I keep forgetting to mention this, but we do have a Discord now. Anybody can join that. That'll be linked in the description down below, so feel free. I'll catch you guys in there if you decide to join, and if not, I'll see you next week or something like that. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Later.